What if the most important parts of our story are the ones nobody else ever sees? Hi, I'm Feli the artist, a self-taught painter, and today I want to take you behind the scenes as I transform a blank canvas into a painting about learning to listen to the quiet voice within. Hi, welcome to my art studio once again. So this is me just preparing my painting. One of my favorite parts of creating a painting is finding ways to bring memories into the artwork. And for this piece, that story begins with the leaves. Whenever I work with leaves, I'm reminded of home in Zambia, where I grew up. When I first started creating art, I would walk into my mom's garden, searching for interesting leaves and flowers that I could use to create textures in my artwork. I always worried that I was ruining her plants, but she never complained, not even once. She would simply smile and encourage me to keep creating whenever she would see my artwork. Looking back now, I realized she wasn't just supporting my art. She was nurturing a dream I hadn't fully recognized yet. Today, I use artificial leaves and flowers to create these same impressions, but every time I press them into the paint, I'm reminded of where my journey began and of someone who quietly believed in me before I believed in myself. The leaves in my painting represent growth, not the kind of growth that happens overnight, but the kind that happens slowly, the kind that can feel uncomfortable. The kind where you always don't see the progress happening, but underneath the surface, something is changing. So you can just see me adding the first markings into my painting. Whenever I begin a painting, I don't start with the realistic part of it. I start with their story. Every mark I add becomes part of that story. Some of these lines will disappear beneath paint. Some will only be visible if you look closely. Others may never be seen again, and that's okay. Yet every single one matters. It's part of the story. I've learned that life works much the same way. Not every act of kindness is noticed. Not every difficult season makes sense while we're living through it. Not every step forward feels like progress. But somehow, every experience leaves something behind. Every moment shapes us. Every season teaches us something. And just like a painting, meaningful things are rarely built all at once. They're created layer by layer. This is what makes me respect the process of working in layers so much. It helps me understand life better. Some things just can't be rushed. One thing painting has taught me is that we don't need to control everything. We simply need to be intentional about the next step. Coming from the background of realism, hyperrealism, being a portrait artist, it mattered so much to me to place everything in the exact spot I needed it to be, to replicate things as humanly possible as I could. That was my focus. But now, having moved to more abstract elements of art, more meaningful methods of creating art, and more interpretive forms of art, I don't necessarily need everything to be dot for dot, word for word, mark for mark. To me, what's more important is the meaning behind the work. When I spray paint my art in layers, I have an idea of where I want the painting to go, but I also leave room for surprises. Some textures happen exactly as I imagined, others completely change the direction of the piece, and often, these unexpected moments become my favorite parts. It's always amazing for me to notice something that happened without me having a complete explanation of how, But at times I discover things and I just look in awe, like, wow, how did this happen? It's like it's like solving a puzzle and the puzzle is unfolding right in front of your eyes. For me, it's so interesting. It adds joy to my process of creating art. So many times these unexpected moments become my favorite parts. Life has been like that too. We prepare, we work, we dream, we hope, but sometimes the most beautiful chapters are the ones we never planned. Sometimes things just happen. So as I continue to work with my painting, as the alcohol inks move across the canvas, I love watching the way they create their own path. They spread, they blend, they find spaces I never expected. As much as I try to control the colors, like working in color families, at times, the art just has a way of taking itself loosely in a slightly different direction. And that's another reminder that not everything beautiful has to be forced. Sometimes we have to allow things to unfold. Sometimes we have to trust the process, even when we can't yet see the final picture. As the final textures begin to appear, you notice different symbols being created within these hidden layers. This painting explores what it means to listen to your inner voice, that quiet part of us that often gets drowned out by expectations, responsibilities, and the opinions of everyone around us. Hidden in my artwork is a musical note, which represents our inner voice. Not because it sings loudly, but because it's like a quiet melody that's always been there, waiting for us to slow down long enough to hear it. You also notice some postage stamps. To me, they represent hope, a reminder that sometimes beautiful things are already making their way towards us, even when we can't see them yet. And in my artwork, at certain points, you also see impressions that resemble the earth, or I would say maps of the earth. They have earth tones, they're green and brown. I wanted to include them because no matter where we live in the world, so many of us carry the same questions. Who am I? Am I enough? Am I living a life that feels true to me? These questions belong to all of us. So as I get to the end of the video, I'm sure you can see the canvas isn't yet finished. It isn't yet a final work of art or my final art piece as I imagine it. In many ways, it's only just the beginning. Everything you've seen today will become the foundation for something much deeper. In the next video, these hidden layers will transform into a realistic portrait, and you'll finally see how every mark, every texture, and every symbol finds its place within the finished art. Until then, I hope this reminds you that not everything meaningful has to be visible. Some of the most beautiful parts of your story are quietly taking shape beneath the surface. Thank you for spending a little time with me in the studio today. Until next time, keep creating, keep growing, and don't forget to listen to the quiet voice within.